Accepting we kill the lines, the most mesmerizing star I recognize is the star that could be astounding in our sky. It is this one, Bug Crush or Scarab Press. It's a red beast star, and on the distant likelihood that you put it where the sun is, it would connect with the circle of Jupiter. It's gigantic, uncommonly unusual, and going to explode. It's not overall as clear as it emits an impression of being in the universe. These dazzling occasions, like the most ridiculously frightfully immense starbursts, could shake all that we see and also don't see significantly at any rate. Betelgeuse has been considered to be a sign, a red, exceptionally monster star that is commonly more gigantic than our sun. Brian Cox and other space specialists figure it could go supernova. People are generally terrified of what will happen since the James Webb Space Telescope is taking remarkable photographs of the star. When, precisely, will Betelgeuse become a supernova, and how big of an effect will it have on Earth? Let's figure it out. The star in the heavenly body Orion that shines so brilliantly that even individuals from an extended period of time back have seen it, the unmistakable star Creepy Crawly Juice, is arranged on the eastern shoulder of the star grouping. Betelgeuse is the second largest star in the heavenly body, and its name comes from this component, the monster's shoulder. It is possibly one of the most breathtaking stars in the evening sky. On top of being especially splendid, the star is also an odd shade of red, which, as we will see, suggests trouble. We've had some immense consciousness of insect juice for quite a while. A Greek cosmologist named Tmy also thought about it. Around that time, the first thing people recognized about stars was their variety. Tmy said that disturbing, insignificant creature was a juice orange assortment. Scientists have been zeroing in on the star substantially more eagerly of late and now have a nice thought of what makes it so bizarrely splendid. One of these properties is that the star changes brilliance a great deal, with a clear size of 0.6. Betelgeuse is a variable star, which means that its brilliance changes over time. As of late, experts have found some new information about the star. In 2019, scientists first saw that bug juice was acting inquisitively. Regardless, that bug juice didn't actually stop sparkling. It wasn't something very similar since it had ended up being altogether less brilliant, sparkling at a level of around 1.6. Specialists immediately started to research why they were seeing the 10th most brilliant star above in such an uncommon way. Scientists have needed to offer a frightening explanation in light of their examination, which wrapped up in the odd signs the star has recently shown. Specialists say that scarab juice could go supernova suddenly. Brian Cox, a noticeable scientist who offered this extraordinarily risky explanation, is an eminent professor of particle physics at the University of Manchester School of Physics and Cosmology. You shouldn't accept his explanation as a joke. He also has a science show, writes various popular science books, and is the Royal Society Professor for Public Engagement with Science. Brian Cox says that Betelgeuse is by all accounts a ticking delayed bomb since it could go off without timely notification. To intensify what is going on, the James Webb Space Telescope has shown a massive amount of proof to back up this explanation. At any rate, what curious signs has scarab juice given that have caused so much trouble in space study? With new information about Betelgeuse, the star has been named as a supernova candidate. Anyway, scientists are still dubious when it will explode. The fact that insect juice is commonly the mass of the sun is one explanation for this. A star, as it were, ought to be commonly the mass of the sun to be known as a supernova. Things get really interesting at any rate, on the grounds that scientists have utilized different instruments to investigate creepy crawly juice. For example, the James Webb Space Telescope and the Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observatory to see what's happening in space around Betelgeuse. What they found is still dim. Betelgeuse was born on August 31st, a shockingly long time ago. Around that time, the star Betelgeuse probably offered surprising hints that made its future faint. What did they find? Anyway, they could get challenging to miss light waves coming from the star or over Betelgeuse, which is incredibly peculiar. Yet, it wasn't the only thing experts saw from the star. This carries us to the chance that Betelgeuse is a star whose splendor changes occasionally. It was said that Betelgeuse diminished down at ordinary intervals and had dull spots like our sun today. Anyway, the conditions have changed. It changes from brilliant to dim 2 times as quickly as it used to, which is another odd sign that Betelgeuse's way of behaving is back. Scientists found that the star's darkening cycle had hit an extremely low splendor of plus 1.61 in February 2021. This was not long after the colossal darkening occasion. Remember how the star appeared to decline in an astounding way in 2019? That is because it's generally known as the extraordinary diminishing. We could see that the extraordinary diminishing was the start of Betelgeuse's odd way of behaving, and that made countless people push. Insect juice planned to explode. The scope of darkening was 1.2 between 2019 and 2020, and the most outrageous degree of diminishing ever recorded was in 2019. So, experts are sure scarab juice would go supernova in the next 100,000 years because of the thrilling darkening. There is a connection occurring in the universe, so this is truly frightening. Scientists promptly changed their perspectives. Anyway, when they saw what happened next, bug juice got more brilliant again after the extraordinary diminishing, moreover changing into something essentially more striking. Astrophysicist Andrea Dupree at the Harvard-Smithsonian Center for Astronomy says that the star is now 150% more brilliant than expected, making it the 7th most brilliant star over this second. Scientists were scared when they saw a red shine in the southern part of the globe. Today, it still gets more fascinating on the grounds that this has incited various examinations about what caused the great obscuring. First, it's vital for note that not all stars have the red gleam of Betelgeuse. The red gleam of Betelgeuse means that it is a red supergiant star, which is the last period of a star's life and death. The red sparkle, on the other hand, is achieved by a surface temperature of around 3,500 Kelvin, which is fundamentally cooler than the outer layer of the Sun, which is 5,500 Kelvin. Since creepy-crawly juice is cooler than our Sun, it radiates less energy per unit of surface area, notwithstanding the reality that it is more gigantic and going to detonate. Now we need to analyze what the extraordinary darkening means. Brian Cox inquires, does it deduce that scarab juice is going to go supernova? Really, the fact that insect juice is a red, very monster star as of now shows that it is almost finished with life as a star. A star is dying will also ordinarily blur over time, which is something that specialists finish up considering everything. Betelgeuse's new strange way of behaving has made specialists substantially more concerned. Moreover, many telescopes are now zeroing in on the extraordinary darkening. Still, things get genuinely fascinating since experts still don't have a critical understanding of scarab juice. Scientists are now utilizing the most state-of-the-art instruments to pay regard for the interesting things occurring around Betelgeuse. The James Webb Space Telescope has been one of the best instruments scientists have utilized. Starting in 2021, the James Webb Space Telescope has been in space and has helped analysts with gathering some critical data about Betelgeuse. The new photos of Betelgeuse's magnificent obscuring, taken by this telescope, have shown that the event caused a surface mass discharge. In light of new examination, we now know that this mass discharge was around 100 billion times more significant than a typical coronal mass discharge. The James Webb Space Telescope can also check out things that our eyes can't see, like light waves and frequencies. In this way, specialists are energized for what the telescope will track down. Scientists have seen dust mists forming on the star's surface that appear to look like leaves in space. That doesn't seem to make sense, not considering the way that creepy-crawly juice will die. Analysts are still noticing it since they don't know when it will go supernova. Scientists believe that bug juju is ordinarily more significant than the Sun, and that the splendid red star will shine for the next 10 years. Anyway, if we check the numerous surprising things out occurring with the star, it's difficult to say if this statement will still be legitimate after the extraordinary darkening. So, experts try not to think creepy-crawly juju will detonate anytime soon. If Betelgeuse detonates, it will be the first supernova we noticed for ourselves since Johannes Kepler did in 1604. Experts also try not to maintain that this should happen soon because they are still focusing on the star's unusual behavior. Regardless of the way that bug juice will detonate, experts are sure when exactly it will happen remains a secret. If we look at the universe without the lines, potentially one of the most dazzling stars, and maybe the most astonishing in our sky, is creepy-crawly squeeze, frequently alluded to as mess with juice. This red giant star, at any time set where the Sun is, would reach out to Jupiter's circle. This remarkably colossal, unsound star is on the edge of an effect. The universe doesn't work in such clear terms. Stunning occasions, like the feared starbursts, could profoundly change all that we see. Insect juju has given charming signs. A red giant star that is a few times the size of our sun. Cosmologists, including Brian Cox, believe it could go supernova at any second. The concern lies in the aftereffects of this occasion, especially since the James Webb Space Telescope has found upsetting photographs of the star. So, when precisely will Betelgeuse become a supernova, and what impact will it have on Earth? It wasn't equivalent to before. It had become fundamentally dimmer, sparkling at a degree of around 1.6. Scientists immediately started to examine the reason why the 10th most brilliant star above was showing such strange conduct. They needed to make a frightening explanation in view of their research, which revealed abnormal signs from the star. As indicated by their discoveries, Betelgeuse could go supernova at any second. Brian Cox, a well-known physicist, shared this disturbing data as a regarded teacher of molecule material science at the University of Manchester. Cox's experiences convey critical weight in the scholarly community.